Hello everyone, my name is Raz and welcome to the first video on my second channel. I do have a main channel which is where I post football manager content, which if you don't know what that is a game where you manage your favourite football team, but I'll talk about that in another video. I created a second channel, I'm a bit tired out actually. I created a second channel because I wanted to talk about politics, which obviously on my main channel being a gaming channel, you can't really do, if you know what I mean. So that's why I decided to create the second channel here now, and we're going to be talking about politics. A bit about me, I'm 17 years old, obviously I'm into gaming, and I'm extremely into politics. I got into politics when I was 13, 2015 general election, yeah, 13, and yeah, I'm now going to be talking about my opinion on the European Union and my opinion on the decision the voters took in 2016. Now, I am strongly against the European Union. I am a Brexiteer. I would say I'm on like the Jacob Rees-Mogg, Nigel Farage side of the argument. We need to go onto a WTO Brexit, I believe, because we have not got enough time now to achieve a good deal. We've had two pointless extensions, Parliament is trying to force a third, and Boris Johnson shouldn't adhere to it in any way, shape, or form. And yes, I do believe he should go against the law and he should deliver a WTO Brexit, because I am sure that him and Cummings are thinking and brainstorming and planning a way around this bit of legislation which Parliament passed. Now, contrary to many people's beliefs, I am not against the European Union because of immigration, and I don't like foreigners coming into the country for freedom of movement, or I don't like black people. That is far from the case. I recognise that immigration can help our country quite a bit, especially with the NHS. However, the reasons I don't like the European Union are as follows. 1. I do not agree at all with the European Court of Jurisdiction. I do not believe in any way, shape or form a foreign interference, a foreign power, or a foreign country or foreign group, such as the European Union and its member states, should have a say on another country's law. Just as I believe we shouldn't have a say on a country's law, I strongly believe that no country should have a say on our law. I'm completely against the European courts in all circumstances, and I just don't think that it's right. I think it just shouldn't be allowed. Our law should be a matter for our parliament and our government and our queen, not a matter of bureaucrats in Brussels, especially those unelected aldermen such as Juncker and Tusk, for example, who we, the public, can't hold to account. Now, my second reason why I don't like the European Union is down to trade deals. I believe that as a country, we should be allowed to have independent trade deals with any country we wish. If we wanted to right now to have an independent trade deal with the US, Australia, China, we should be allowed on our own decision to have our own independent trade deals. Under EU law, we are not allowed this. I don't know why it's so bad and why we shouldn't be allowed it, but the European Union, under EU rules, we are not allowed to have our own independent trade deals, which is an absolute disgrace, and I 110% disagree with this. My third reason for not liking the European Union is to do with money, which is sending the European Union billions of our money each year when it really should be put towards our NHS, our policing, our schools. I mean, for instance, we have our schools where some head teachers are doing trying to get parents to fund them, or where teachers have to go out and buy pens and pencils, or where parents have to go out and buy pens and pencils for the schools. Imagine if we didn't send so much money to the European Union. We could put that money, if we went onto a WTO Brexit, towards schooling, which I believe definitely needs funding, towards our NHS, which again I believe needs funding, and again with the police, I believe we need more police onto the streets. Crime is critical in London, it's terrible. And I used to love going to London on holidays. Now it would be one of the worst places I would want to go on holiday to. Um, it's scary when I think, like, it's just scary to think of going there when you hear of the knife crime, like, even like 16-year-olds stabbing other people, the acid attacks. It's absolutely disgusting, and I believe we need more police onto the streets to keep our streets safe. Now, finally, why I don't like the European Union, and this is a big one. During the EU Parliament, in one of the, whatever they're called, when all the when on one of its days where where the MEPs were sitting, that's the right language. I can't remember who it was, but they told the Brexit Party to respect the anthem of another country. Let's be clear, the European Union is a country. However, what sort of trading bloc, as those people like to put it, requires an army, requires a flag, anthem, president, bank, currency, and now even its own army. It doesn't require any of this, and it's scary to think that people can now sit back and actually accept this. It's embarrassing, and the fact that they only gave the Brexit Party, the largest party in the European Parliament, what was it, only like 5 minutes? Oh, no, I think it was only 5 minutes. I think it was 1 minute in 1 week. They had 1 minute, and they were completely disregarded despite the fact they are representing 17.4 million people who voted to leave. It just goes to show how much the European Union care, and they just don't care about the British public. They do not care about the British public's wishes. If they were democratic, they would accept that we voted to leave. And finally, I also don't like the way they have acted in these negotiations and how Michel Barnier has basically admitted that the plan was to keep us in a customs union. They should have came out in all good faith and offered us a fair, sensible free trade agreement. I know some compromises needed to be made. I'm not saying that it should have been all benefits for the UK and no benefits for the European Union. What I think should have happened was a sensible free trade agreement, like Nigel Farage likes to say. The European Union did not act in good faith, which is why I believe we'd be best served now going onto a WTO Brexit and negotiating a trade deal from outside the European Union. Because as we all know, as while Remainers like to play down our country, the European Union have also said, such as Juncker, that a no deal, while he believes it would be bad for us, it would be devastating for the European Union. And here's one tip, or one fact. Germany have came out and said that in the event of a no-deal Brexit, Germany will go into recession. That's not been said if we went to no-deal, has anyone been saying we're going to recession? Well, apart from the scaremongers. No sort of sensible power, neutral brain, neutral economist. I've not heard anyone say that the UK will head towards European will head into recession if we got a no deal. And again, I like to say, as I'm going to be clear, that I've not heard an unbiased, so someone who's not so for Brexit and someone who's also not for Remain. Just a neutral person I've not heard will say will tip us into a recession. However, Germany, apparently no deal Brexit will tip them into a recession. So yes, that's why I'm against the European Union. A WTO Brexit, I know seems scary to some, but I believe it's because it hasn't been defined and it hasn't been put properly to the British people. They make, especially the Remainers, make no deal sound like there's nothing there. I had a debate on Twitter with someone and on Facebook, who said that a no deal Brexit means we're getting rid of all our trade with the European Union and we're not replacing it with anything in the event of a no deal. I'm sorry, but we'd be going to WTO terms with the European Union. So it's a lot of scaremongering out there, but that is something we'll get onto another video. But yes, my opinion on the European Union is that I'm glad we decided to leave. I'm all for a friendly, free trade with the European Union, and I believe that's how Europe should be. It shouldn't have any of this political ties. It shouldn't have any of this EU law, currency, or anything like that. I believe it should just be simple free trade amongst countries and just friendly, like I said, friendly free trade. It doesn't need anything else. The people who want all of this are just craving power. It doesn't need a parliament. It doesn't need lawmakers. It doesn't need currency. It doesn't need its own army. It doesn't need a flag. And it certainly doesn't need an anthem. And it certainly doesn't deserve to call itself a country. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. That's my opinion on the European Union. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and leave down below what your opinion is on the European Union. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon.